Hi there, Stampers. It's Linda Schmitt with Stampin' with the Hounds. Today I have a fun technique. This one, I've done one years ago on kind of this technique, but I'm kind of changing it up a little bit this time around. So I'm calling it like a faux metal kind of texture. What you're doing is you're taking like a foil paper and you dry emboss it with an embossing folder, and then you actually sand with I just got these off of Amazon. You know, they're just your little nail buffer things. And then I just sand off, and the white of the paper then is revealed. Because with that texture, it's going to pull, because that's raised. When you're sanding it, you're not going to sand away the background. So it's kind of a fun thing. And then if you wanted, because now this is like a white, basically cardstock almost, you can like brayer over it with an ink pad if you wanted to, but I'm not doing that this time around. So, but anyway, this one I just thought, this is one that my card club is going to be doing this coming week on Tuesday for the technique class. So I'm using, these were actually, you could get these free during celebration. They were just the little note cards and coordinating envelopes, which was kind of fun. So it's a little bit bigger size card. It's almost like a what is it now? 6.25 by 4.25. So a little bit bigger. It's still standard postage, so that's kind of nice. But so this is one that we're going to be making today, and this is using some of the online products that you'll be able to order here this coming week. This is the new Zinnia. Where'd it go? Here it is. Embossing folder. So this one, I don't know if you can kind of see. If I put it up against some cardstock. There you go. So it's got this really pretty, the zinnias all over there. And this is another 3D one. So that's it's going to give that nice big impression. So that'll be online only. And then there's a bunch of other products coming out too. So I've got some samples here just to show you. But again, this is one that we're going to make today. And then I was playing around this weekend. This is the new, again, this is going to be online only. This is Magnolia Mood. And it's such a pretty set. And really, you just stamp it and you could just be done with it. You don't even really need to color it. It's just so elegant looking. And then there's coordinating dies that go with it. So again, that's online only. And that also really coordinates nicely with our layering florals embossing folder that is in the mini catalog currently. So this one, I did the holographic papers that are, it's kind of like with that space theme stamp set, but I used a lot of this holographic paper. If you check out one of my videos that I did, it was a side pillar card with the fireworks. I did a lot of that with that holographic paper. So again, I just sanded away, and now you can see that white, and you still got that pretty holographic paper behind it. So really fun with that one. And again, that's using that new Magnolia. And then here's another one. I kind of kept it simple with just the white. But again, I just sanded away. You can kind of see that holographic. So any type of like foil specialty paper will work perfect for this technique. And so then I went through all of my scraps and, retired foil papers over the years. And this was one, these were the red and green foil packs that were around at Christmas time. But I thought that was kind of, this one I really liked because then it looks silver. So that's where you kind of get that faux metal look to it. So that one's, I think this is like one of my favorite ones on it, but that's really pretty, I thought, with the greens. Very springy. And then this one, this was a pack. It had like the black foil, kind of like a gray, and then like a silver. And so this one, when you sanded it, again, it's just that white that kind of shows up, and that's with that quatrefoil embossing folder. And then this one, I made it as a little fun fold card, the pop-up gatefold. So that's kind of a fun one. So, and then this was another one. My class is going to be doing this fold, not this card in particular, but I am calling, this is the book binding gatefold. I kind of came up with this the other day. I was kind of playing around. So, but that one, again, this is using some of the rose gold paper that is in the annual catalog. And so this one, again, I did the Posies embossing folder, and then I just sanded it. And so you're going to get that white underneath that when it reveals it. So that one's, this one's I thought really turned out really nice. So it's like petal pink, that rose gold, and then I did some of the Pebbled Path cardstock, and then that specialty paper. And then this one I kind of made up today before. I just had this scrap of gold. So this is that braided rope, and this is the gold foil, which you can get in the annual catalog. And then I sanded it. So again, this is going to have that silver, so it really gives you that metal look. And so I had this strip left over. So then I was kind of playing around. I came up with another little fun fold. So it's kind of like a Z fold with like a little card flap. And then I just used the... oh my gosh, what is this set called? Timeless? No, what is it? It is... Oh, I'm drawing a blank. What is this set? Oh yeah, Earth and Textures. This is one that I don't know. I like it, but I don't always use it all the time. But so I kind of thought it turned out really neat with the vases and stuff. So that's another one, kind of using the die cuts then. So it doesn't always have to be a background. You can use it to do all of your die cutting too. So any of these I just sanded away at those after I ran them through the embossing folder. So super fun. All right, so we're going to get started. So like I said, you just need for this technique a type of foil specialty paper, and you want it to be, you know, it's got to be a little bit of thick. So this is some retired, I just had a scrap left. This was the I think this was almost like a Grapefruit Grove or whatever, we had that color, but it's kind of like that rainbow. But you could also use, again, in that holographic pack that's in the annual catalog. You can use that. And then you'll need a 3D embossing folder and then your embossing machine. So we're going to go ahead, and because my card, if you notice on here, the flowers, when you look at the folder, instead of like going this way, you want to have it go, I should probably back out a little bit, go this way with the logo kind of going to the right, because the flowers are coming up this way. So when I put my paper in, I want to make sure I'm going the right way here. Yes, I want to go in this way. So I'm going to grab, get this out of the way so you can see a little bit better. See, now you can kind of see those flowers coming up. So I just want to make sure I am going in here straight. So a lot of times I like to use that line that is on the folder as my guide. So that looks good. Okay, so then we'll turn this around. We'll put this in our machine. And then I always do it with the spine going in first. Emboss this. Done with that. So now when you take it out, now you've got that really pretty textured, but now we're going to sand it. So what I do is, again, I just pick these off of Amazon, and it does kind of make a little bit of a mess. So I just have my silicone craft sheet here just to, so I don't get dust all over my glass mat. And so far, this is the only one I've used, and I made all those cards, and it's still working. So it was a whole pack of them, like super cheap. I'll put a link where I got them off of Amazon, because they were pretty inexpensive. And I think there was like 10 of them in there. Okay, so now what you want to do, and you do want to be a little bit careful as you're working around the edges so that you don't, you know, tear it or anything. So you're just going to buff and sand until you start to see the white come through. So let me come in just a little bit there. And you don't want to get too aggressive because, again, this is paper that you're sanding away on. So eventually you would put a hole in it if you kept going at it. So this technique, if you don't have the foil paper, you can also use any type of cardstock. And of course, Stampin' Up, they only have it in, I think it's 12 by 12, but it's that white core. So again, if you embossed that and sanded it because it had a white core, you would see the white show through. And that's in with this other specialty papers, because all of our other cardstock is color through and through, so it wouldn't work on our normal cardstock. So any of your foil specialty papers will work for this. And again, go through your scraps and what you have on hand and just kind of play around and just see what it looks like as you sand away. Certain colors are going to pop more, like that green was really vibrant. So I really like that green. The red would be good too. Okay, so now it really pops. So now you can really see that design too. So super fun. Now, because again, if you wanted to take the brayer and go over this with, like, say, Calypso Coral or something, you know, you could do that too, but I'm not doing that today. I'm just doing on the sanding part. So kind of just giving it that faux metal look. Okay. So now that's all. And then I just like to take just a little cloth here and then just wipe off any of your excess dust that was on there. Okay, now let's go ahead and assemble the card. So super easy. Okay, so this one, like I said, I'm using the Sweet Thoughts note card. So a lot of our note cards that you can get, you know, sometimes they have the card kits, they'll have like a stamp set that's kind of coordinating with it. But this one, it was just, I just got the note cards and the coordinating envelope. So kind of fun. All right, so we have, and I will say, because these note cards, I like, just because I want a little bit more thickness, I put another layer in here. So this is 4 by 6, my petal pink layer. So I'm going to just go ahead and adhere that into my card now. And that's totally optional. I just like to have a little bit more of a thicker card. So it's kind of fun because it already has that pattern, so you don't have to worry too much about it. Okay, so now I am going to I did a little bit of layering. So we're just going to adhere this onto my petal pink cardstock. And I will, because we've kind of texturized this foil, I do like to use a liquid glue when I'm adhering the foil to my cardstock, just to hold it in place a little bit better. All right, and we're going that way. And then I'm just having a little bit of a border on the left and right. And then a lot of times I just like to use my acrylic block just to hold this down while it's drying. There we go. Isn't that pretty? So fun. All right, and then this will just get attached onto our card. Yeah, ready for spring. Not that we had a horrible winter here in Minnesota, but it's like 70 today. It's super windy though, but I'll take it, because typically March for us can be a snowstorm. It can be 80, you never know. But pretty mild winter. Okay, so now I am going to do a little bit of decorating, and I am using the layering leaves. And remember last time I said, oh, I love this set, you know, but I'm like, I didn't get the punch. Well, I finally got the punch because I just could not fussy cut those leaves anymore. So I am going to stamp a couple of leaves, and I'm just going to put these on my foam because these are the photopolymer, so I like to have that little bit of cushion. And we will do pink. So I'm going to use soft seafoam and mossy meadow for my colors for my leaves. And with this punch, because you're just going to be punching out two things, you want to cut your cardstock so that, you know, when you go in, you're not getting all this excess. So actually, I'm going to trim this just a little bit so that I'm not getting too much of that little bow or branch. That's when I slide it in here. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to do, for this one, I like to do the outline first. So as I said, I'm going to do the mossy meadow. And we're just going to do 2 of these. So you guys want to make sure you're stamping so that here's my punch. I'm going to make sure when I put it in here that it's lined up that way. So I'm going to do both of these. And I should be able to... let me punch it and then I'll do my other one. I may have to get another piece of scratch paper. And then the soft sea foam is going to go directly on top. And then let's just punch one of these out. So then I just always punch upside down, and then you make sure you are, as I'm trying to look at this and not get my head in the camera. So there's that. So there's one. So let's do the other way. I should be able to get in this way. I may have to trim it a little bit. I might still go this way. And then the soft sea foam. All right, and then we'll punch this out. Ugh, got the shaky hands. I had too much coffee today. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. All right, so there's that. Much easier than fussy cutting. Okay. So those are my 2. And then I was going to do a little, this little branch or what it is. I'm going to do this in petal pink. So now on this one, when I slide it in my punch, same thing, I want to make sure I'm stamping this way so that I can get in here. I have to tilt this so I can see it. Sorry. There we go. All right, so now it's all lined up. And there is my little one. Okay, so I think that is it for that. All right, so now let's go ahead. Actually, I'm just going to stamp inside here really quick while I've got the green out. We'll just do another little leaf in the inside of the card just to tie everything together. Do my saying. So this is the everyday essential dies that have the circles and the rectangles, and these are all this is in the mini catalog. This is another one of my go-to die sets. I'm going to do Thinking of You this time, and this is still from that Layering Leaves. It's just a really pretty, I just love this font. All right, and there's that. Put those close these up so I don't make a mess. Okay, now we can just go ahead and assemble this. So I've got my card, I've got some ribbon, dimensionals. So the ribbon, I just, this was just some, this was in my scrap ribbon container, so it's a little bit of this copper is retired, but I'm just kind of mushing these together. So what I do is I made a loop. Oops, sorry. So I make a loop, and I make another loop, and then I'm just going to pinch that, and that'll just be tucked underneath like so on there. And then what I do is I end up tucking these underneath as well. So as long as you've got enough of a tail showing, that's kind of what, because then you can tuck those under. So I'm going to put a little bit of a dimensional. So I want this right in the corner. So I'm going to put a dimensional just to hold that in place. So now I'm going to take this one, and again, I'm just kind of tucking those ends underneath. And you don't have to do this. This is just me being me. And then just tucking these down. All right, and then we'll just finish off with putting some dimensionals on the rest of it. And I may need just a little one here. I don't like my things to be sinking. I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive just to hold that down. Okay. You could also use like the foam strips. That's what I probably should have done, is the foam strips, but we got the dimensionals. I got a brand new packet. Okay. So then I just have this kind of off to the side. And then I just take my leaves and I'm just going to tuck these behind. And I'm just going to use liquid glue on these. And then I will be working on, to continue my embossing folder and brayer series, I have another technique that I'll be working on. I was hoping to get to it this weekend, but it didn't happen with trying to prep for 2 classes. And then I got to do my taxes. I've got my appointment coming up. So I'm hoping I can get that other one done next weekend. Yeah, I wish I didn't, I work during the day, so it's kind of hard for me to come down after working all day and being on a computer and then having to sit again at the stamp desk. So that's why I only kind of do these on the weekends. And we'll just kind of bring that down. Holding that. All right, and then we will finish it off, and these are in the mini catalog. These are the Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock foiled gems. These are super pretty. They have a little bit of like gold, almost like flaking inside of them. So I'm just going to take a couple of these and just put them right about there. Just use my pick tool to pick them up. I'll just put one there. And another there. So pretty simple card, easy technique. Again, just kind of play around with your different foil papers, and I would love to see what your creations are. So if you join my Facebook group, Stampin' with the VIP Hounds, I always encourage people to, you know, share what they've been working on, post pictures. You know, we're a very welcoming group. And again, thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for some more techniques with the embossing folders and brayers. But otherwise, have a great and creative day, and I will stamp again with you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.